Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing great. I really am doing great. I'm not going to
Fabulous.
fake. I'm doing good. So I was like, I don't want to sound serious when there's nothing wrong.
That's great.
The universe has got my back, so I'm fine. I'm fine.
Lovely.
Right? Yeah. So great. So today is our Q&A day. And I think that we have a pretty, a question that's impactful for a lot of us as we grow older, right? And so I'm very happy to have this question because I think that we all go through transitions. But how are you before we get started?
I'm good. I've had a very busy morning, jumping between different tasks, meetings, and yeah. So
Yeah.
very, very. I've had a full morning.
You've had a full morning. Yes. Okay. All right. So let's hope everything bears fruit.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Sure. All right. So let's add our question onto the stage here.
Yes. And this is an interesting question that I think as an adult, everyone is going to encounter at some point or another, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll read it. How do I end a long-term friendship that is no longer aligned with my values or goals?
Yeah. How can we, right? I love this question because, like we said before, a lot of people go through this where there's a transition, and we evolve. We all are evolving, and sometimes people holding us they want us to be the same person because that feels safe. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to feel safe, but we have to allow each other to grow and expand, even though sometimes it does mean letting go of the friendship or shifting the friendship into something that has a little bit more space in it, right?
Yes, absolutely. And, sometimes depending on how long you've had a friendship, you may have evolved, but they're not able to, they're still seeing you in the framing of when you met, when you first started getting together. And it's change. And sometimes they're not open to seeing you in a different way. Right.
Yeah, because sometimes people think that their glory days or their best days were their high school days, right? Or their college days and their party days, and they want to continue on that. And so sometimes our friends have different values, and they want a certain type of life, and you're ready for another another chapter. And there's nothing wrong with it, but everyone has the right to live as they want. I mean, we live from the level of awareness that we have, and everyone's reaction and desires are based on that level of awareness. And just like just like anything else, there's variety, and I love it. I love variety. So if you're ready, I'll just, we have some tips on how to actually transition. But before I do that, if there's anything else you wanted to add.
No. I think that was a good preamble to the conversation.
Wonderful. Okay. So we have these two guys, and they're ready to transition, right? They're ready to go on.
Yeah. So the first step is to be sure of your reasons and recognize that it's okay for friendships to evolve. We just discussed it. Sometimes friendships drift apart when the values and the goals no longer align. And, when people's lives change, sometimes it's like, something that I've seen in my life is having children, and then
Right.
with other, friends who don't have children or aren't having children, that's not their path. Sometimes that can be the catalyst to, a divergence in a friendship.
Right.
It doesn't have to be. Certainly I have many, many friends who didn't follow that path, but we still, remain friends. But it depends on the individual's, whether or not it continues to be a match, right?
Right. Because, I mean, certainly you have siblings that don't have kids, you have siblings that have a bunch of kids, and you still get together. So it's not just about, living different lives. It's how you each learn to integrate into each other's lives if you want to continue to be in each other's lives. And a lot of acceptance, oh, I'm busy, I have to take the kids here or there. And, so a lot of times, siblings and friends join in on the the child's journey, right? And so they have extra uncles and nieces. So it just really depends on what's going on. And I like this reflect on your decision. Really evaluate where you are, where you want to go, right? And choose the right time and place, because you want to have a conversation where you can really not only just be in a setting that's calm, you want to make sure that it's private. You want to make sure that there aren't any distractions, so that you can both have a conversation freely, without having to worry about, any kind of distraction or any kind of interruption from the environment or from potentially other people, other friends or family that might come and interrupt you. And when you're ready to have the conversation, you should try to be as calm as you possibly can, so that you can discuss not only your feelings, but also be willing to hear their feelings. And a lot of times people surprise us with, oh, I was kind of, feeling this way as well, or, you're right, and I need to shift too. So give the right time and place, so that you both can express yourselves, honor the person because they've been your friend. You love them, honor them as well.
Yeah, that's the word that is reverberating in my mind. It's honor the friendship that you've had.
Yeah.
And it could go the opposite way. It could be like a one-sided thing where one person feels like they've outgrown the friendship, but the other person is like, kind of, they could be blindsided, right? And so
of course,
you need to give it time and space and, an openness to have the conversation.
Absolutely.
And the next one, be honest but compassionate. So clearly expressing your feelings without blaming or criticizing, using I statements. I feel like our paths have diverged, or I've realized that I need to focus on different things in my life right now. It's just a matter of speaking from the heart, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And taking full responsibility for where you are, and honoring and respecting yourself, and saying, this is where I am, and I'm ready to grow. Don't hold yourself back because other people want to see you in a different way, right? And acknowledge the good times, because, if it's a long-term friendship, there's a lot of laughter. There's a lot of joy. There's a lot of experience. There's a lot of first, right? And so, show gratitude for those positive aspects of the friendship, and recognize that you've shared them together. And it's beautiful. A friendship is a beautiful thing. It's something we give ourselves. And, it's important to honor the journey that you've had together.
Absolutely. And then sometimes it's necessary to set boundaries, establishing the rules of engagement.
Right.
so that there's no confusion, that there's plenty of clarity for what it means and how you'll be moving forward, right?
Right. Right. And then one of the difficult parts about ending the friendship is allowing that closure, right? You have to give yourself and give your friend time to process and express their feelings. There's going to be a transition period for both of you, and even if they take it well, they're still going to go through a bunch of emotions, because the relationship is not intimate in the way that a couple's relationship is, but it is still an intimate relationship as a friendship. I mean, there's things that you share with your friend that you don't share with anybody else. And then in a new relationship, you don't need to share it with the new person because that phase of your life has already ended. So this is a close, intimate relationship. And so allow for that closure. Remember, you're not cutting ties with them. You're simply evolving, and you're each going into the next chapter.
Yes, absolutely. And what's coming to my mind, just diverging into a bit of a personal story here. I remember being in must have been my early 30s. I had already had at least one of my daughters, maybe both of them. And I had a friendship with someone who didn't have kids and was very much still living the lifestyle of, a single person partying. And, that was their vibe. That was what they enjoyed doing. And I really was in a different phase in my own life and didn't want to engage in that way anymore. But, there was no opening for like a middle path or to do something different. It was like they wanted to do a certain set of activities that I was like, no, I'm not really, that is no longer for me. And unfortunately, the friendship kind of just fizzled without clear communication, because they, weren't interested in the types of things that I was interested in or wanting to do. And I was no longer going to be that, that girl at the disco. So yeah, but having the conversation, I think, is so much better, because it allows for that closure and allows for the honoring of the friendship that existed.
Right. Don't ghost people,
Yes.
Talk to them. Say, hey, listen, I think we're going through something, and I just want to, I want to recognize it, and I want to honor our friendship. And maybe, we're going to see a lot less of each other, but no, you hold a special place in my heart. I love you. We might not spend a lot of time, but I love you. I still love you. That's going to always, that I'm going to carry that, whether I see you or I don't. But I'm not, don't ghost people. Let people know you love them, and let it go. It's fine. It's fine. We all go through it. Don't think you're the only one. Many times we have to end friendships because they just don't fit into our lives. We have different values, we have different beliefs, we evolve differently, and it's okay. You don't have to throw the baby with the bathwater.
Yeah.
All right. I hope that answers your question. And I thank the person that sent that in, because I think that it's something that a lot of us go through, and I appreciate that you sharing your personal story, Lourdes, because I think that happens to a lot of people as well, where someone maybe just doesn't have the skills, or doesn't have the framework on how to approach somebody. And I hope that this Q&A has given people the framework to say, hey, I do really need to end that friendship. I've just been avoiding them. Or, you see them at a party, at an event or something. You want to be able to still say hi and not have any awkwardness.
Absolutely. Yeah. So keeping in mind that, ending a long-term friendship requires compassion and honest reflection, respectful communication, and acknowledging the shared journey while expressing the need for personal growth and alignment with your values. So, as always, we hope this has helped. And if anyone listening needs any help, please reach out to us. We are here.
Awesome. Have a great day, everyone.